Hey guys, it's Dominique, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about digital law. And these are their stories. Bum bum! So what is digital law? Digital law is the legal requirements, decisions, and ethics that relate to digital environments. Basically, digital law is what is right and what is wrong when it comes to the internet and the online setting. It's very important for us as teachers to teach students what digital law is and how they can avoid breaking them and what's considered ethical in the classroom. What does digital law look like? So there's two popular forms of digital law that's relatable to the classroom, the schools, and educators. One is plagiarism. As we all know, plagiarism is taking the ideas of another person and considering them their own without citing or referencing the original person's ideas. It's one of the most popular forms of digital law because nowadays with all this technology, it's very easy to just click, copy, and paste something from an original site to something that we're creating for an assignment. So it's very important for us as teachers to teach our students how to cite and how to avoid plagiarism, or even tell them what plagiarism is, because maybe some of them don't understand or even know what plagiarism is. So it's very important to really push those ideas forward in the classroom. Another way that digital law is presented or can be done through school systems is the illegal downloading of music. I thought this was really interesting because I didn't really think teachers would necessarily do this due to the quote-unquote budget cuts and how they can't afford CDs or music. I'm not really sure why a teacher would, even really need music per se in the classroom besides personal CDs or a playlist they actually have on their phone. But one instance from our online Google Classroom, talked about a grad student from Boston University who actually downloaded music from 4 different record labels and shared it amongst other people. So he went to court for it, and they ended up fining him $675,000. And this ended up being not even the most that the court could actually order this person to pay. I think the most that they could pay was in the millions, and apparently this student's lawyer was saying it wasn't fair that they charged him $675,000. But honestly, I think it's really funny because it's either that or he could have been paying millions, so I don't really know. I mean, he got caught, so I think this was really entertaining just to see a lawyer be like, well, this isn't fair, and blah, blah, blah. Like, homeboy could have been paying millions of dollars. So, but anyways, illegally downloading music and sharing it with other people is against and not ethical in digital law. Like I said, teachers have to be aware of this, idea that they can't just download music just because they think it's going to be good on a CD for their kids. So I guess when my brother was little, a teacher made a CD for all our kids, and I don't know if she bought it or not, but she just burned all these CDs, and it was basically multiplication table songs so they could remember their multiplication fact families and things like that. So I think that's like a way that, teachers could illegally download music without buying the content to share it amongst their students. But yeah, basically don't do that. Buy your music, and then you can do whatever you want with it because you bought it. So a way to show students how to not plagiarize in their work is creating a research project. You could do it in any topic, but I just chose history because in my 5th grade internship at Letty Marshall Dent, they actually did like a citing assignment for a research project they had to do on explorers. So what I basically said was put the students in a small group setting, so split them all up, and then you're going to show them an Animoto video that you would create about what plagiarism is and how to define it. That way students that don't know what it means actually will learn what it means. And then segue that into a lesson where the students take control. So what you would do is you would give them make the small groups, like I said before, and then you would give each of the students a different topic that, like different aspects of a topic that you're already learning. For example, if they're learning about Native Americans, you might give each of them a website printout or a source printout of the different types of Native American groups in North America. So what they would do is the students would need to create a slideshow through Google Docs, the collaborative Google Docs. They would need to create a slideshow about the specific Native American group that they received. So when they're done, you would tell them and show them how to cite their website at the very end of their Google Doc. So what you could do is have them finish up their presentation that they created together and then come to see you individually. That way you can one-on-one within the group teach them how to cite their source. And this could be as simple as showing them how to figure out what the website is, how to find the year on a web page, and then the title of the actual page. So those are like 3 things that you could easily show students how to cite. And one of the risks for plagiarism is the students could not get a grade or receive credit for their assignment and all the hard work they put into it. So it's very important to point out to them that if they do plagiarize, there is a risk that they will not receive any credit or they'll have to do the assignment again. So that's kind of like, not really an incentive, but a way for them to remember that, if I find information somewhere, I need to cite it so I don't get in trouble or I don't, get an F on my assignment. So the materials you would need for teaching this lesson in your classroom is, I just bullet pointed them. You can make an Animoto video if you would like about plagiarism. You could even use Flipgrid like we've been doing and kind of have the students, tell you what they think plagiarism is if you want to see what prior knowledge they have on the topic. And then for the small groups for history, you can print out websites for each small group so they can just use and highlight them if they want to. For Native Americans, or like I said, you could use it for any topic. It doesn't have to be just for history. They would need some type of electronic device like an iPad or a computer in order to make their Google Doc as a group. They need, of course, for Google Doc, they need to have a Google account and know how to use Google Docs. And then when they present, they're going to need a projector or a smartboard to present their ideas to the class. And then a rubric. So on the rubric, you would, that's how you would score their presentation and whether or not they actually cited their evidence at the very end. Speaking of which, here are my citations of all the sources that I used in order to create my presentation. It would be kind of ironic if I didn't include the sources. So here are all the sources, and thank you guys so much for tuning into Digital Law.